So thank you for coming in. Could you kindly introduce yourself?
My name is Ann Loco. I'm a liver transplant patient. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm 1 year, 1 month post-transplant.
1 year, 1 month post-transplant.
Yes.
Nice. So kindly talk about your journey living with liver disease.
My journey, I'll start from the beginning. It started with a skin problem that I had and went to see a dermatologist. And then they discovered I had very low platelets and my blood work was deranged. So I had to see a hematologist and later a rheumatologist for further check. So at one point my platelets were 41, which was they considered very low. I was admitted in a hospital in Nairobi. They did tests, which included now doing an ultrasound. And then I think it was a CT scan. Then they discovered that my liver was small. I had what is called portal hypertension. I had third grade varices and ascites, which is water in the stomach. Yes. And then, so I was told now that I have liver cirrhosis, that they started to determine what the cause of the liver. Yes.
So the doctor tells you you need a liver transplant. Could you describe that moment?
At that moment, I don't think I had any reaction. I thought that when I was told I have liver cirrhosis, that it had a cure. The first time I had that, I thought it had a cure. It didn't. When I Googled it, it didn't have a cure. So I wasn't told I need a transplant immediately. It was after I started having hallucinations because of encephalopathy and a lot of itching. Then they recommended that I do a transplant. Yes.
So how did you feel at the moment when you were told you need a transplant? What went through your mind at that point?
Because I have other chronic conditions, it was one of the things that I could treat, and I was happy to be able to at least get treatment for one condition. Yeah. So I was happy that now I had a cure for one of the chronic conditions that I had. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you decide on who your donor would be?
How did I decide that? I don't think it was up to me. My mother decided. Talked to one of my brothers and my sister, and my sister decided to donate. Yeah.
Could you describe the transplant? Yeah, the surgery more. Like, where did you get the transplant, and how was that experience?
I went in a day before the transplant. First of all, I had gone through 5 weeks of tests before the transplant. So it was a full body checkup. I was admitted one day before the transplant. The transplant was on February 22nd, 2022. Yeah, I waited to be anxious. That day never came. I wasn't anxious. I was okay. I was okay. Yes. I was not afraid at all. Yeah. I was in a lot of. First of all, I had hallucinations, nightmares. I had short episodes of depression, which I think was worse than the pain. I don't know whether it was worse than the pain or that was exaggerated. Yeah. Being in the ICU was tough. tough for me. Yeah,
Why would you say? Why was it tough?
it was tough because at first I was supposed to, after the third day, I was supposed to start walking, right? And the first day, I could not feel my back. I could not feel my upper body, and that was scary for me. Yeah. So, in fact, one of the things I did after I left the hospital was to buy a brace, a back brace, and a back support, just because of what I experienced.
So, what myths and misconceptions about? You can talk about liver disease or liver transplant. Have you had, or would you like to dispel?
Well, one of the things people would tell me on my face is that I am crazy for choosing to do a transplant, right? That's not true. It, it's not a choice that somebody has to do a transplant or not. It's a life-saving treatment. It's a very successful modality for the treatment of end-stage organ failure. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you too.